All right, welcome in. A little warm-up music for today. It's a celebratory day. Welcome to Conversations with Camber, our first conversation of the day, of the year, 2024. I think I can still get away with saying Happy New Year. It's the last day of the year, so I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze that in. So Happy New Year to all of you, and welcome. So my name is LaShirley Mirba. I'm Program Director for Camber Outdoors. For those of you, this is your first time connecting. I'm excited to be here, and we're going to kick off our first conversation. So let's go ahead and get started. Today, we are toasting to the amazing work done to break down barriers and build pathways into 2024 and beyond. Let me say that again. We are breaking down barriers and building pathways into 2024 and beyond. Happy to be here. Before we get started, I want to make sure that we go into our participation norms. I want to make sure that everyone feels safe, welcomed into our space. Please make sure that while you're here, you're honest. And I know a lot of times when we say be honest, we're talking about our people that are around us, right? But we want to make sure that we're being honest with ourselves as we reflect a little bit today. Be open-minded, be clear, be kind and courteous. And lastly, most importantly, probably, activate that growth mindset, because we're going to share some information with you today that'll give you a little bit better understanding of the direction that Camber is headed for in the outdoor industry. Very briefly, I want to go over our agenda just so you have an idea of what today will be. So we'll give some thank yous and some congratulations to some of the awesome work that was done in 2023. We're going to share some impact with you today. And so our CEO is going to share her special message. We'll give an outlook on 2024, and then we'll have some closing remarks. Before we get started, I want to make sure that first we thank VF Corporation for supporting our conversations with Camber. And we also want to make sure that we're thanking our partners, all these awesome partners. Just take a look at the screen, take a moment to digest all the awesome people who are helping make this movement possible. So I'll give us a couple seconds to reflect and look at all the awesome partners that we have here. It's a quick snapshot. Thank you. Before we move forward, I must take some time to thank our amazing guests that we had in 2023. So I want to take some time to really acknowledge them and share all the awesome things that they were able to contribute to the conversations. For those of you who are wanting to interact a little bit, please do me a favor as you're listening today. I want you to go ahead and drop some hearts into the chat as you are seeing some of the people that you know personally, people that are on your teams, people that you have worked with in 2023, or even previous to that, or those who you're looking to work with in the future. Also, those of you who have any welcoming things that you would like to say in the chat, any connections or celebratory things that you'd like to say towards the people that you see that we're going to mention here, go ahead and show them some love in the chat. So first up, we had the state of DEI and outdoor industry, an amazing piece that we shared there. And we had Melanie Hood, we had Robbie Rochhammer and Susie Benton. So congratulations and thank you again for being a part of Conversations with Camber. That was our first conversation, right? Very good one. Next up, we had the DEI Blueprint. This was another amazing conversation. And we had our very own, thank you to Reggie Miller, our board member. And we also had Luke Sensa. And so we want to make sure that we congratulate. I see a lot of love in the chat for both of these amazing men. The next conversation we had, and this was a very powerful one, in the title it even says that, the power of allyship. And so this was a great conversation about allyship, which we will continue again this year. So we had another person from our board, Tracy, and we also had Abigail Sharpless from RIDC, Verna Volker, and also Vanessa Perlato Mitchell. So some very powerful women there who shared their experiences and had some transparency there. So we really appreciate them in joining that conversation on allyship. And lastly, this was a very powerful conversation. I hope you were able to join this one as well. This conversation was about recruitment and retainment, and we're definitely going to continue that conversation into 2024. And we had the amazing Dan Kwong from over at Woodward, great contributions and talk about the things he's doing there. And then also Camille Tate from Strava. So again, an amazing group that we had there. And just to give you a little bit more information about the impact that we were able to have. So we had, that was just year one, y'all. So we just kind of warming up, gearing up. 4 conversations, 11 phenomenal guests, 700 registrants, right? 700 plus. So we had a lot of people join that conversation, even if they weren't able to be there live. They were able to contribute and share this information with their team. So we appreciate all of you for your contributions and just thank you for all the hard work that was put in. All right, it's that time. I'm going to bring in a very special person, someone that many of you have all worked with. She's amazing. She's our fearless leader. Here at Camber, we just want to take some time to thank you. We appreciate all the hard work that you put in to kind of lead us in the right direction. And we are so excited to hear what you have to say and reveal and kind of toast to 2024. So without any further ado, let's bring to the screen Tiffany Smith. Tiffany, come on in and join us.
Thank you so much, LaChero. You are amazing. That was a phenomenal introduction. I truly, truly appreciate it. I'm happy to be connecting with you all this afternoon, morning for some. Super excited to be able to just share a little bit around what Camber has been up to and what we kind of see for the future. But most of all, just to take a moment to share this time with each and every one of you, to toast to 2024, right? And so thank you to all of our board members that are on. And so we are always elated to see your names and see your faces. And so we appreciate it because we truly are one unit. We are one team at Camber. And so I wanted to really just take some time to really just connect with you all and talk about just what is happening at Camber, and most importantly, share with you all our report. But even with sharing the information about what's going on at Camber and what's going on with our report, I really want us to take a look at through the lens of inclusion throughout this entire conversation. And so our journey in a whole, I would say, has been one of introspection, of collaboration, and unwavering commitment to reshaping workspaces for a brighter and a more inclusive future. In the grand scheme of it all, there is one, I would say, one history lesson that we can draw from that's long ago, and it would be from the era of the mighty dinosaurs. So as I talk today, I want you to kind of picture this. Picture the landscape of dominated, colossal, right, creatures, a world where survival meant adaptation. And they were in the midst of a very ever-shifting dynamics in their particular environment. So today, as I talk to you as the CEO of Camber, I invite you to reflect on this ancient narrative as it carries a profound parallel to the challenges and the opportunities that we face in our industry. Our vision for Camber is that we envision a future where inclusive leadership, equitable systems, and diversity are not mere idols, but a lived reality across the business industry. We are not just advocates for inclusion, equity, and diversity. We are the architects of an inclusive future, reshaping industries and setting new standards and redefining their future. Our inspiration is for an industry where every single individual finds their purpose and their place where they belong. Much like dinosaurs once navigated their surroundings, we are at a pivotal moment where we as leaders and corporations must adapt to the systemic shifts in our industry. Our vision at Camber Outdoors is to be the architects of that change. And you will begin to learn the positive findings from our 2023 survey results. And that for us serves as a beacon of hope, propelling us forward with renewed determination to advance DEI in our industry despite the headlines. The rise in commitment in DEI, the recognition of inclusive cultures, and increased investments in learning and development opportunities are signs that change is not only possible, but happening. And we have our partners to thank for that. We've witnessed a 10% increase in employees feeling safe to raise HR complaints, a testament to our strong commitment to workplace safety. Camber partners have stepped up on their strengths and experience. Over 90% of employers of the Camber partner employers and employees report increased or steady investments in DEI resources addressing issues like LGBTQIA+ concerns. Just as dinosaurs needed to adapt to survive, we see a rise with our partners and their commitment to DEI, and we love to see it. As we approach 2030, we recognize that there is going to be a shift in the US labor landscape. The parallels with the dinosaur era are completely striking. Adapt or face extinction. And that's where the business community is today. At Camber, we are not merely just adapting, we are leading the charge and leading the change. Our workforce demographic shift went from 17% underrepresented groups in 2020 to an inspiring 41% in 2023. And that mirrors the adaptability needed for survival. Isn't that amazing? I want to say that one again. In 2020, our Camber partners they had a huge shift going from 17% of underrepresented groups growing to 41% in just 3 years. Listen, our innovation goes beyond the stats. The Camber survey system is not just a data tool, it's a comprehensive belonging assessment tool. It enables our partners to foster faster problem solving, superior decision-making, increased employee engagement, and reduced turnover rates. One of our partners said this, Susie Benton. She is the director of HR at Taos-Ski Valley. And she shares that the Camber survey system has been pivotal in creating a robust DEI tracking program and tying diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts to their compensation. All of our partners are doing what it takes to adapt in this ever-changing environment. The Camber Outdoors journey transcends beyond industry boundaries. We are committed to fostering inclusivity and addressing systemic racism and all the concerns of our underrepresented groups. Over 90% of our partners and employees report an increased commitment to DEI resources in their areas. And because of that, our scalable solutions ensure organizations that they're going to be able to transform into the inclusive workspaces that they are dreaming to become. The impact of our innovation extends beyond this narrative. It is really the lasting change that's woven into the fabric of these workplaces that is creating this impactful change that we are seeing. Camber Outdoors partners are responding to employee needs and actively recruiting from underrepresented communities. So support systems are enhanced with over 60% offering learning and development opportunities more than once per year. Leaders embracing coaching and unconscious bias and racial stereotypes signifies a cultural shift is happening. But we understand the key to their survival lay in their ability to adapt to their ever-changing environment. The ancient tale serves as a potent analogy for our present business landscape. In the realm of traditional practices, businesses often resemble the mighty dinosaurs, powerful and entrenched. Yet much like the dinosaurs face challenges from environment shifts, businesses encounter changes in today's world, changes that demand adaptation for survival. The call for diversity, equity, and inclusion echoes the imperative for these corporate dinosaurs to evolve. If we cling to outdated practices, we run the risk of becoming relics of the past, much like the dinosaurs faced extinction when they failed to adapt to a changing world. Camber Outdoors, with its vision and innovative approach, stands as a guide in this transformative journey. For us, it's not just a call to evolve for survival. Not at all. It is a call to thrive in a future where every individual finds purpose and belonging. The story of the dinosaurs reminds us that those who adapt not only survive, but they shape the destiny of their ecosystem. Let us not be dinosaurs in the business world. Instead, let us be architects of an inclusive future, reshaping industries, setting new standards, and defining a destiny that embraces diversity, equity, and inclusion. This moment, we just wanted to take some time to really celebrate with you, because what we see ahead for 2024, it's going to take some work, no doubt about it. Times may get tough, no doubt about it. But the hope and the energy that we have from our partners, in year 3, year 4, we are finally reached a place where our Camber survey system is the gold standard. As this year, it will be recognized on a national landscape under the New Directions Evaluation document. And we are so excited that the American Evaluation Association has deemed Camber Outdoors, the Camber survey system, one of a kind. And so we are here ready to support every individual, every corporation, every small business, every nonprofit that is moving from the performative standard and understands that this environment is demanding innovation, creativity, and diversity. So I'm not sure where you are. Maybe it is your lunchtime. Maybe it's morning snack time. But wherever you are, I want you to raise your glass. I'm going to raise my mug. It has tea in it. Today, we're going to raise our glasses. We're going to raise our mugs. We're going to raise whatever beverage of choice that you have as we celebrate not Camber's achievements, but our achievements as a collective. We're raising our glass to say that we are committed, that we're committed to this work, despite the outside noise, because we understand that it will take the collective for us to see the change that we want to see in this industry. So today, we celebrate this moment as the catalyst of transformation. And we invite you to join us on this journey as we are forging ahead, trailblazing ahead to create a more diverse, equitable, and inclusive outdoor industry. Together, we are the architects of an inclusive future, reshaping this industry and redefining the destiny of workplaces. Cheers. I'm gonna take a sip. I'm thirsty.
Love it, Tiffany. Tiffany, thank you.
Yay, I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. An amazing message. I hope you all heard those statistics. Amazing. At this time, I do want to give you an opportunity to ask some questions, but I'm going to ask a question first, definitely.
Hey, Susie.
Susie in the chat. Thank you for those
Yeah.
of you there in the chat. I do appreciate your success stories, your congratulations.
Beautiful.
We appreciate you. I know, Tiffany, you mentioned the Camber survey. I want to make sure that the audience has an opportunity if they want to.
Yeah.
Can you give us some information about what 2024 looks like as far as who can join the survey, when?
Absolutely.
How they can go about doing that?
Yeah, great question, LaCheryl. The Camber survey system we developed 4 years ago. And so we're into our 5th year now, moving into 2024. And I'll do a really quick little synopsis of what the survey is. It is a 2-part survey. It's a workplace component along with an employee portion. And what we do is we simply will have one of the leaders from the company to complete the workplace component. Then we have the staff to complete, of course, the staff component there. the beautiful thing is that we are able to compare what is the vision of the leadership in comparison to the employee's lived experience, right? And based upon that, we then compile that data. We work with Claremont Graduate Center to help us develop this assessment tool. And we just kind of looked up, and I will just say, through our data, through our reporting, and we've cracked the code, LaCheryl. We figured out what the framework is in order to see inclusion as a transformative power to keep your business competitive, to keep your diverse employees employed, where you can retain your diverse talent, just to have a culture where everyone feels like they belong. And every single year, our partners that have been committed, I mean, they are doing this work. When I look at every other industry, even outside of the outdoor in the business sector, no one is tracking how our partners are tracking. And so it is really a pivotal moment, not just for Camber and our partners, but for the industry. Could you imagine if more companies would participate within this survey and utilize the resources, how fast change would happen as a collective? And so it's pretty simple. You do have to be a Camber partner to be a part of it, but we're a national nonprofit. And so we don't have the price tag of what would be a normal consultant price tag, if you will, for a survey of this nature that is on a national scale, one of its kind. It's going to be a national case study that is literally changing the game in evaluation and research. Like this Camber team, I just am so elated that we have figured out a way to really allow our heart's desire to be evident in the world that we live in, which is the workplace is really seeing the progress and the growth that we're seeing within the workplaces. It is phenomenal. It is phenomenal to experience. It's amazing to watch. It is hard work. It does take commitment, but we're here to support. And so I'm just excited for our partners for the future. I'm excited for their growth. I'm excited for the new things that they'll innovate because they leaned in to diversity, to equity and inclusion despite the odds. And so I'm just pumped up. That's all I can say. I'm just pumped up about it all.
How can you not be, right? How can you not be? I mean, the work has been put in. 2024 looks great. But I do, as you all heard, Tiffany has opened that up so you have an opportunity to join and be a part of that. I'm going to place the link there in the chat for those people who are interested in being a part of that survey for 2024, shifting your organization in the right direction, right? So you want to be a part of this next cheers that we're going to have in 2025, right? So
yeah, no, exactly. And the other piece too is that we are releasing the reports industry-wide. And so we do have our first release of the executive summary, which you'll be able to receive today. And I'm super excited about it. It is our first iteration of the release that we're sharing massive jumps and growth in our numbers. And so I definitely want everyone to take a peek at that. If you have questions or if you have insight or you want to share, some thought leadership, please reach out to us and our team. That is going to be the first release. And then throughout the year, we'll also release 3 more reports. And so also be on the lookout. And again, this is industry-wide. Camber is not trying to hoard all the information or all the answers. This is like, if you need an answer and we have it, we're more than willing to share. We're more than willing to support, because overall, we're looking for the industry to be the industry of choice for everyone, not just Camber, not just Camber partners, but the industry as a whole.
Awesome. We appreciate that, Tiffany. Thank you so much again for all your diligent work and guidance, especially here at Camber. We appreciate your support.
It's a fun time. It's a fun ride.
So as Tiffany mentioned, we will be sharing that. So registrants, we'll share a recap email with you and we'll provide all that information. We also have, as Tiffany said, some exciting things that are coming up for 2024. So I do want to take an opportunity to share some of those things. So let's get that queued up and ready to go. One of those things, and I see a couple of some of our past mentors from the program here today. So thank you, all of you who have been contributors to that amazing program that we have. And that is our 2024 Camber Professional Mentoring Program honoring Ann Kirchick. Again, we're kicking off another amazing year. We have some heavy hitters. We have some very heavy hitters as far as mentors and mentees in this program. And so we want to make sure that you have an opportunity to join. So you can scan the QR code that you see here. And we also have a link there that you can join. And we'll be kicking that off in March. Amazing networking opportunities that are going to be presented this year. So please go ahead and jump in and share. We also, for those of you who are partners, we have an opportunity for you to develop that pipeline that Tiffany talked about, right? That diverse talent pipeline. So we have our Leaders from the Future of Work program that's going to be kicking off this summer, but we are starting with helping our employers get a better understanding of how to recruit, how to onboard and interview, all those amazing things. So I want to share an interest list there in the chat as well. So I'll get that put in there. Here we go. And then lastly, we want to make sure that we're tapping in. And a lot of these conversations would not have been able to take place without your input. So if you could, please provide some input for not only just this webinar, but we're kind of looking at all webinars across the board that you've been able to participate in. So again, we appreciate you. I'm going to drop that link in the chat as well. And we again, thank you so much. Hope you were able to take your toast today, celebrate yourself, and look forward to 2024. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you. Take care. Have a good one, y'all. Take care. Take care. Your little outro.